So today I want to share with you how I was able to get through, we'll call it the battlefields of the mind. A lot of people are on different journeys, whether it's spiritual growth, self-development, self-mastery. Everybody's on a different journey. So the way I was able to really come into like a real true relationship with God, I feel, is that I had to get into myself, because for way too long I was going out of me to seek for everything that I thought was missing or to fill in any voids that were empty. So by doing so, I made myself obviously go around the same mountain much more than I probably should have. So, eventually I came to the realization that God says, come to me with the renewal of your mind. So, and he also says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So then that told me that this has to coincide. You know what I'm saying? That I do have to renew my mind, and I do have to believe in the things that I'm asking for. I think a lot of the times that you're just wishing on God to believe or to think that you're deserving of these things that you're asking for, but you yourself are not believing or thinking that you're worthy of having these things that you're asking for. You're just literally relying on God to think that you deserve it and just give it to you. You have to make your request be known. You know what I'm saying? So metaphysics is a really good way to connect spirituality with, like, basically, I guess, a form of science. Metaphysics, examines the basic structure of reality, conceptual framework of human understanding. It really touches base on existence, objects and their properties, possibility and necessity, space and time, change, causation. So it's basically the relation between matter and mind. So everything vibrates at its own speed. Everything has a frequency. So in turn, everything has like life to it. So I found that by renewing my mind and renewing my, self-awareness, and finally looking at life through my own lens, and, looking at my perspective, not what I was taught or not what was taught, shown to me, like things just started to make sense and like really align for me in my life. Because up until then, it was like I was following like the status quo. Like I was doing it how mommy, daddy, auntie did it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just going based on what I knew and what I learned. So when you can step back and realize that you have to like really go on this journey sometimes by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are not going to understand you. But when you're in an isolation season, it's amazing, because that's when you get to learn you. That's when you get to know the most about yourself. So it's not a bad thing at all. It can be lonely. It can be a little, just, just not depressing, but like, sad sometimes, because you wish that things were how they used to be. But you know that this is a preparation season. This is you getting ready for and being seasoned and prepped for something bigger, and not everybody can come with you. So connecting the mindfulness and the renewing your mind, and the positive thinking and the affirmations and the thinking and talking positive about yourself, that made me get into like this really deep, intimate relationship with God, because now I wasn't going to God and I'm not going to him begging. First of all, none of us should be begging God for anything. You should never start a prayer with God, please, because you don't need to say please to him. You don't need to beg him for anything. He's always going to give you what you need at the appointed time when you need it. Sometimes it's not early, it's not late, but it's always on time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to keep believing and keep going, and just stay very conscious of like the connection between just everything in life, you know, the connection between the sky and the birds and the trees and, you know, the insects and just every little single thing, every single particle in this world. You know, we are connected to a larger, grand design that sometimes we can't even conceptualize because it's so grand. But you know, when you have an open mind and you open your mind to, you know, new perspectives, you can broaden up your spectrums to be able to see these things. So connecting the metaphysics with the spirituality, you know, in turn gave me the ability to be able to go to God with confidence, you know, with that all knowing. And, you know, I believe that God lives in me, He lives in you, He lives in every single one of us. So now I was able to come to Him with confidence. I'm able to pray with confidence. I'm able to just know that the request that I'm making known to Him and the request that I'm putting up and the prayer that I'm putting up, it shall come. Like, it is mine. It's not a matter of if, it's like when. You know what I'm saying? Like, I now have to just sit here and I have to be patient and I have to wait, and, you know, with a pure heart, and just wait, because the time will come. It is coming. It is here. You know what I'm saying? So you tend to pray with more conviction and you tend to pray with more intention when you connect these things. Like a lot of, you know, the universal laws and stuff, it all connects with this stuff too. And you know, sometimes you may hear me talk about the universal laws, metaphysics, and then one day you hear me talk about God, or you hear me talk about both. Like, I don't want anybody to get it misconstrued. I love my God. God is my savior. He is my all. He is my everything. And I just feel like I cracked the code and I found a way to connect these two, because so many like overly religious people are stuck in the battlefield of the mind. They pray, they, you know, until they can't cry no more. They're so faithful, they so, you know what I'm saying, and like they still have all these things. And it doesn't mean because you have a relationship with God you're not going to go through things. In fact, you're probably going to be even tested even more. And it's the, you know, you withholding the test of times, you the attitude, your heart posture, and your intention and your mindset in those times of tribulation, that is what matters. It doesn't matter what you say, it matters what your heart says. God knows your heart posture. He knows who you are truly. So you can fake man, but you cannot fake him out. You know what I mean? So overly religious people, I feel like, you know, they are just like wishing, and they keep wishing and wishing and wishing, and just putting all these things up to God and just hoping for a miracle and just hoping for something to happen. And that may happen. It may take a little bit longer because, like I said, you have to have all your conviction in there. Learning the universal laws puts everything in perspective for you, because it lets you know how everything works together in the universe. Metaphysics lets you know how everything coincides, how everything works within your mind, body, and soul, how everything connects. So you're able to have like a better understanding of how the mind works. It also gives you, you know, very much details about the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. There's people that don't even know that there's two minds. You know what I'm saying? And that your subconscious mind does not know the difference between then and now, future, or past, or present. Whatever your conscious mind puts in it, your subconscious mind takes it as so. So you have to be very careful what you put in, what you take in through your vision, through your ears, you know what I'm saying? And you have to ask for discernment to have the spiritual eyes to see and the spiritual ears to hear. Because if you don't, stuff is going to get in there that's not supposed to. And if you're able to control your minds, you're able to control your emotions, you're able to forgive and not blame others, and just come to God with like this. Not that you can come to God any way you are. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you have to be a certain way to come to God, because that is not so. And I was misled like that for so many years. Oh, you have to stop smoking. Oh, you have to stop drinking. Oh, you have to stop going to the club. Oh, you have to stop doing this. You have to stop doing that. Like all this ritualistic stuff that made me believe that I was a hypocrite and I couldn't go to God at that point. And that was nothing further from the truth, because God will take you as you are right now, here and now. It does not matter. You've never done too much. You're never gonna do too much for him to take you, and you tell him that you surrender, and he's gonna take you and do just that. So it teaches you about the subconscious mind, the conscious mind. I can make another video about that. But 16 years ago, when my brother passed away, I became very, very hyper obsessed with the mind and the brain and how it works. The left hemisphere, how you have a right hemisphere. Your right side is your logic mind, the side that tells you what you have to do, when you have to do it, what time you have to do it. Your left side is your imaginative state, which takes you anywhere you could be, do, have anything you want in that side. You know what I'm saying? And my brother, had a little bit of brain activity on his left side, which, makes me a little bit comforted that, maybe perhaps he lived his best life in his imaginary state as he was laying there. And, we don't know that, but that is the side that he had brain function in. So, I became very, very, very obsessed with the minds and the, how it works, its functions. Like I said, how your pineal gland works, the oxytocin, the melatonin, like melatonin, just like how everything works and how everything is just connected, how your body literally does what your brain tells it. Like literally, you can literally with mindfulness like prevent disease from coming into your body at all. You know what I'm saying? That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful your brain is. So all this stuff pieced together, and me putting all these stuff together, it was just like, okay, like it was just like the light bulb went off, and it was like, yes, like this is it right here. Like I have to start praying with all conviction, with that all knowing that I am is in me, with all that conviction. And I have to start praying and stop wishing and stop hoping for a miracle. Yes, you should always have hope. Yes, you should always, you know what I'm saying, like, have that wishful thinking or whatever, but you need to pray with all that conviction, with that all knowing. And that's how things are going to come to pass for you, because you cannot get blessed with nothing that you don't believe yourself that you can have. God cannot bless you with something that you don't believe yourself that you're worthy of or that you can have. So you can pray for it until you bleed, but you will not get that thing, because you need to believe that you are worthy of it, and that you can have it, and that you already do have it. Because you have to believe without no evidence in sight. You have to believe that that thing that you put up there, that you put out there to the universe and to God, that request that you just made known, that with your all-knowing self and with your all-knowing given powers, and with God and with his conviction and with his mercy and with his glory on you, that thing is going to come. So this was just a little lesson on the way I connected metaphysics and spirituality, and how it was literally what transformed my life, was putting and piecing all these things together, making my own perspective out of it, making my own sense out of it. A lot of the stuff with the universal laws, well, everything is, it coincides with the Bible. It's all in there. It all is backed up by scripture. This is not stuff that is evil, or that's none of that crazy other stuff. I don't do none of those, you know what I'm saying? But I truly believe that everything in the universe is connected, and I truly do believe that God made the universe, and the universal law is just law. It is what it is, just like the 10 commandments. You know what I'm saying? So once you connect all these, I just feel like you will just have a better outlook in life, and you'll be more positive, and you'll just get way better results in your life. If you're new here, thank you so much. If you haven't yet liked or subscribed, please do. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers. As always, stay prayed up. God bless you, and I will catch you all later. Bye.